I want to, of course, greet you again and say good morning. At this point, I just want to remind you today, we'll just have you guys do the following things today. Our objective is to analyze and apply your knowledge of just the three branches of government, of the U.S. federal government, and apply to your life. We did touch upon some of that in our previous lecture that we had. And then what we'll do is just provide, if possible, if we have enough time, examples of how checks and balances work and apply them to each level of government. All right, so we can go from there. But real quick, let's just quickly have a review and see what you remember. The beauty of it is, now that the internet seems to be down, is that you have to rely upon your memory. So let's start off first, get into a couple of things. First, what is the job of the executive of the federal government? Their job is to do what? Yes. When it comes to laws, what does it do? Enforce laws. Excellent. Thank you. A volunteer. Yes. Thank you. Mr. Cole. The job of the legislative when it comes to laws, they do what, sir? So if they enforce them, they are responsible for what? That's correct. They create or make laws. Very good. Sir, can you do me a favor and pick another volunteer who has not gone yet, who could possibly assist us? I'm sorry?
Right.
Which person?
Andrew.
All right. Yeah. He's choosing the company. Yes, sir. And their job with laws is to do what? They review or evaluate. They actually interpret. Very good, sir. Now, the interesting part in a review of all of this, just to make sure you all know how it works, again, students, I want to know how this applies to your daily life. So part of how this will be creative, I'm just, I'm not the smartest man. I need some help. You understand? Who did we say was the executive at the federal level of government? President. Can someone help me out? Can you tell me an example of some or many of the agencies that are afforded to the President of the United States of America that will allow for them to enforce laws? Can you give me the name of an agency first? Yes. You can use the initials of any kind as well. Oh, okay. What you thinking? Well, let's focus on the executive first. If they're enforcing the law, let's say we have to do something with taxes. What agency is responsible for enforcing taxes? Let's hear from one of the ladies. We haven't heard from anybody else. You can use the 3-digit example if you want. Anybody ever hear of this, ladies? What, ladies? Yes. Oh my God, you did that all on your own. I'm so proud of you. Can you tell me what they do, though? You're not wrong for that one, Sarah. What are they responsible for? When it comes to taxes, what do they do?
They have the responsibilities of Secretary of the Treasury under the Section 1701 of the Internal Revenue Code.
Okay. And their job is to collect what? You just said it. Thank you. Very good. Proud of you. Excellent work. So their job is to collect taxes, as you said so eloquently. The job of the president is to make sure that his agencies are following what they should be doing. So, not bad. All right, folks, real quick, can you give me another example of an agency? Let's say, I don't know, they want to stop people from robbing banks. What agency prohibits and allows for the president to enforce laws about robbing banks? Has anybody, first of all, before I even go there, are you aware how banks work? Oh, you don't know how banks work, okay. So when you show up at a bank, what happens? And you want to, I don't know, let's say deposit money. Or what are the purposes of banks? So you said well, what are the purposes of banks? I don't want to say it, you tell me. What are transaction opportunities at a bank? Okay, soon to be adult students. What are some examples? Okay, you said deposit. Say it again. Withdrawal. Transfer. Good. What other activities happen at a bank? No. Okay. What else? Mortgages. Why do you know so much about banks? I'm curious.
So when I was little, I had a weird obsession with money. So whenever I would see a check or a dollar, I would always read A, the code for it, and B, I would recognize which bank that belonged to and where the stream that was going to.
Federal deposit. You said that, huh? So, has anybody ever heard of this? Can someone research and tell me, or just pull it up on Google, what this represents? And let's hear from a lady. October. You're like, I put you on the blast right there. You can do it. You can find out what that is. And what does it stand for? Thank you. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. And what do they do? Just give me a gist. Okay, so what does that mean for deposit insurance? And up to what dollar amount? Ooh. Yes, $250,000 is what? And you said it's insurance, correct? So if it's insurance, then what is that guarantee? What do you think, Clash? I see that question mark on your forehead. If you're guaranteed that your money is insured, how does that make you feel safe as a customer of that bank?
Well, it's protected by the government, right?
Good. So if it's protected by the government, keep going. You aren't wrong. This is really good.
Well, I feel they have some sort of trust that it's protected by them, so it's a lot of money.
Absolutely. So if they have a lot of protection and coverage of it, thank you so much, sir. Cool. Well, you should be guaranteed actually that your funds will be there. So I don't know. I'm making stuff up. This has never happened in American history, right? A bank gets robbed. What happens? What do you think happens? You mentioned the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. And you talked actually about having insurance since it's protected. You're both correct. Yes. What were you thinking?
They come in and they give you back the money that you have in your account, and then they also give you the actual physical money that was out of it.
Interesting. What were you thinking? What do you mean some? Up to what dollar amount? Up to what dollar amount? Up to this amount. If you have $250,001, what would be guaranteed to be returned to you? Only $250,000. Technically, the $1 would not be guaranteed. So when bank robbers rob a bank, who are they robbing? You as a person, as a depositor, or are they robbing the bank? The who? You're saying they're robbing the person? So they go inside a bank and they say, all right, bank tellers, give me all the money. So what are they doing? Are they technically robbing the bank? Or, I mean, the person, or are they robbing the bank itself? I'm sorry. Why do you say they're robbing a bank? I'm listening. So you're saying they're robbing a bank. Interesting. So if they're robbing a bank, then what agency at the executive level protects against that? Anybody ever studied? Yes. What are you thinking, Otero?
The feds?
Okay, but what agency? You're not wrong. But you're not wrong. What agency is the federal government? There is a police agency at the federal. Well, that's one, but they actually protect you. They actually enforce the tax code, but they don't protect banks. Who investigates once a bank is robbed? You said the feds, you are correct. I'll give you the acronym. One is F. The others are what? Yes. Yeah. What is it? Yes. That is correct. Can you tell me what it stands for?
The Federal Bureau of
Bureau.
Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Yes. No, you did a really good job, sir. Very proud of you. And the acronym is FBI, correct? All right. So, real quick, I'm going to actually pause for a second and ask, for example, are you able to follow along? Can I mention other agencies that the federal government will protect? Yes. All right. I'll give you another example then, since people kind of are confused. How do you know that the food you eat is safe? Uh-oh, here we go. How do you know the food you eat is safe? What'd you say? Expiration date. But why does that even exist? Why does that even exist? And you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Why does that exist? Why do we even have expiration dates? Okay, so you know what you eat? Do all countries on earth have expiration dates on food? I'm sorry? You think so?
I hope so.
You hope so. Wait, were you saying pretty shoes what? Well, many of us in America tend to apply our rules and laws to other countries as well, don't we? We assume that it happens. Let's choose our southern neighbors in Mexico. They have rules as well, don't they? Yes, they do. They have regulations, don't they? They also have agencia, ¿verdad? They have like agencies, correct? That will be able to kind of explain some things. For example, they have government agencies that protect their country as well, just like we do. I'm going to pause for a second. Are there any questions regarding this? Because I want to just make sure that you understand that the FBI investigates bank robberies. That's just one of their duties. That's one of their duties. They also help to protect against violence in the community. A lot of things. They have tons of responsibilities. But ultimately, their job is to protect the United States of America against attacks from people who are foreign and local.